and welcome to the very first episode of TalkHere podcast. I hope you are amazing. I am awesome. My name is Myra Musima and I am your host. This is a space dedicated to real stories, human connections, and the messy, beautiful journey of healing. Today I am joined by the very first guest, an incredible counselor. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Myra. Hi, everyone. My name is Mapula, Mojela. I'm a registered counselor in the Palale, and my main focus is on promotion and prevention of mental health-related issues.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Myra.
We're just going to get right into it. The first question I want to ask you, trauma counseling is a heavy, emotional, demanding field. I'm sure even the people watching want to know that when someone gets into such a space, a career, what was that thing that made you think that, you know what, this is where I'm going, this is where I belong, this is it, I want to do this?
You know what, for me, I couldn't say that psychology, I chose it. But from a very young age, I would engage in meaningful and impactful conversation with people that, you know, were older than me, and we could understand one another, and they would come back to me for advice. So back then I didn't know what I was doing until now that I chose to do psychology. Yeah.
Okay. So how would you describe your approach to counseling when somebody walks through your door for the first time? What is that approach you vouch by?
So the counseling approaches that we use are frameworks, you know, just to help us to heal and treat, you know, the clients that comes to us. So in my practice, the approach that I use, it's mostly person-centered approach that was developed by Carl Rogers, where he believes that, you know, an individual is the author of their own story, you know, that you know what you want and you know how you're going to get whatever it is that you want. So we look at you in that holistic manner and we work through that.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's peel back the curtain a bit on your practice. I think people often imagine sitting up maybe on a couch like this and having someone in front of them just writing their troubles down when they think about counseling session. So please take us through what it looks like when you're having that session with a client.
Well, it normally looks like that, Myra, but it's more than that, actually, because imagine it's you for the first time we're meeting here. So I need to build a rapport with you. A rapport meaning that it's trust between you and me. And especially for the client, it means I have to explain the services that I'm going to be giving to you. And if the services resonate with you, you know, the approaches that I'm going to use, then we can have a good relationship starting from there. But if it doesn't, then it means that the session will be terminated as soon as possible. So that's the rapport. It's the first step. The second step is when we will take your initial, you know, history, getting to know who you are, you know, what brought you to the session. That will be the second one. And the third one will be setting goals, you know, achievable goals. What is it that you want to achieve from the session, you know? And it's something that you and me have to work on, you understand? Then after that, it's the fourth one, which is reviewing. How is the session going? Is it helping you? Are you progressing or are you not progressing? And if not, can we just, what is it that we can do? Are we going to align our strategies or our goals? Can we change them so that they can work for you? And if it doesn't as well, a good counselor knows when to refer. So that's when we will have to refer you, because it doesn't make sense for me to just continue with you and you are not getting anywhere, you're not progressing. It's going to be frustrating for you as well. So meaning that the stress that you have, that you brought to the session now, it's even more because of what I'll be doing, and that is incompetency.
So from what I understand, it's just like many other relationships. It's based on trust.
It's based on trust. It's based on communicating, you know, I'm telling you if this is working, and if it's not working, what can we do? So it's more on trust, and it's more on effective communication, a two-way communication between the two of us.
Okay. So it's quite normal for me to have a first session with you or two sessions and eventually just choose a different counselor?
Very normal, very normal. It means that on our initial session, it means it worked for you, and even on the second session. But going further, then it didn't work for you. But as a counselor, I would have known, because remember, the fourth step is for us to review how is it going.
Yeah.
If you're not progressing, then we would,
it's not working.
yes, it's not working, and we agree to refer you to someone else who will be able to assist you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from also what I understand, based on what you said, it's a work for both of us. It's not just a magic thing where I come into a session and you walk with me and I don't do the work.
Exactly. Your point exactly that you're saying, it means you and I, we have to establish that kind of relationship. And if I tell you to come at a certain date or do certain things at work, at home, it's a homework, and you don't do them, then when you come to the session, it's like you're thinking that I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's something that we both have to work on.
It's
So
a two-way thing.
it's a two-way thing.
Okay. So what modalities or techniques do you specialize in?
All right, I'm just going to take you back. The modality that I told you about is the person-centered approach, which I take from the humanistic theory, okay? The Carl Rogers one. That's the one that I use in my practice.
Okay.
But the techniques, I think the techniques we use all through, everybody uses, they're broad, and it's just us having to have that, you know how I'm sitting right now, open conversation where I'm inviting, where I'm actively listening to you. You can see that I'm engaging,
and we're building that connection.
So those are the kind of techniques, active listening, trust between you and me, and the approach that I'll be using as well. It needs to, you need to understand how it's going to work on your side and if it's going to assist
benefit you. Okay. So this question is going to link to this very one that I just asked. When a new client sits down with you and they are carrying years of burden, buried trauma, how do you go about building that initial trust?
With trauma, when we touch on trauma, trauma is defined as the emotional response to a terrible event. It could be your accident, it could be your rape or natural disaster. So by that time, when you were experiencing that, it might be something totally different. Who did you see? Did you go to a therapist? Or did you just sit there with it and you didn't quite understand your emotions for some time? So obviously it means that you are going to be sitting with that for a very long time. You are going to be confused even with the emotions that you'll be going through, experiencing. And if now it's going to be affecting how you function at work and how you function in your personal life, then that is a problem. So that's when you'll be sitting with a problem. So when we meet, again, we'll build that rapport. I need to psychoeducate you on what trauma is, I need to validate your feelings, to empathize with you, to understand that you're coming from a good place and we will be able to assist. So again, it's all about trust and the modalities that I'll be using.
And understanding my background. So, in your daily practice, what is the biggest myth or misconception your clients have about how healing is supposed to look like?
Well, what I get in my practice is that a person will come for the session for the first time, and after that, they need, results.
They expect some sort of magic to happen.
Yes, they expect some kind of magic that they have to be treated from this trauma or whatever stress they're going through, and it doesn't work like that because trauma is unique for everyone. What might be traumatic for you, for example, accident. It's trauma, but it's different for everybody. You might experience it for 2 weeks and you cry and you go through the emotions, and the next one experience like for 1 week or even no emotions at all. So it doesn't mean that you are weak. We experience trauma differently depending on the individual.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, interesting. So what happens when a client feels stuck? You've been to a couple of sessions. This person does come to the sessions. It's not like a kind of a person that came to 2 sessions and they stopped coming.
Okay.
They are coming and they don't see much progress, or maybe there was progress and suddenly they hit that wall or they regress. How do you guide them through that frustration? Because I can imagine it can be so frustrating that you think you're outgrowing some habits, some routine, or you're getting somewhere, and eventually you are back to square one. Yet you took the initiative to see a counselor.
Yeah. All right. Again, we'll just have to assess, what the problem is or the challenge is, and also choose a modality that will work for that individual.
So it goes back to reviewing.
It goes back to reviewing. It goes back to assessment. If you assess an individual and there's something that you miss and you use a modality that will not work on the individual, then they will not progress. You understand?
Yeah.
So again, it means the communication between the client and the therapist is also very important. We need to go back and forth, reviewing our sessions. After the session, you need to review it. You understand? Yeah. The next session as well, it needs to be reviewed so that you can check where the client is.
Yeah. So as you're talking, I'm thinking about medication,
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about, let's talk about headache pills or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'd find that grandpa doesn't work for you, but it works for me.
Yeah.
Panado works for you, but it doesn't work for me. So it's not necessarily that Panado is not doing the work or grandpa is not doing the work. It just depends on my response or your response on that.
Exactly, Mara. You took the words out of my mouth.
Okay. So is there a specific moment? I'm sure actually there is. I don't know why I'm asking if there is. I'm sure there is. Or breakthrough in your session that makes you go back and think, yes, this is why I'm doing this job. This is why I'm good at this.
Yeah. No, they are, good and bad.
Oh,
actually.
bad also.
Yes, bad also. Bad is also good. It's good in a way that going back again, reviewing the sessions, If it's not working, then it means as a good counselor, I will be able to refer, and not be stuck with the client. While else, as you're saying, the Panado that they're taking is not working. It means that they need a different medication or a different therapist. You understand? So those are the kind of moments that, I live for, and the good ones as well. The good ones, that's when the clients will come back to you, they will call you, and they will tell you that, you know what, your session worked, thank you, and I will be coming and also referring other clients.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, that's the most, beautiful thing about the practice.
So when I think about a counselor myself or a therapist, I always think about it in this way, that this is a person where everybody pours out their issues on them. And eventually they also need to relieve themselves in some type of way.
So true.
Right? So my question now is, how do you protect yourself, your energy, your mental health, because I'm imagining a lot of different experiences from people, traumas, depressions, anxieties, a lot of different stories, sad stories for the most part. And everyone is just come here, different people, young, I can imagine, old, pouring on you, And so how do you protect your own mental health and energy?
Well, first thing, Mara, is boundaries. You need to set boundaries because sometimes clients do not know when to stop. You'll be having a session with a client and they'll be calling you after work.
True.
You understand? So the rapport that we build, you need to set boundaries as well there. That, you know what, you draw the line that this is the time that we'll be working. And after working hours, no calls and whatnot. You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, how I take care of my mental health is I also have a psychologist. She's my friend, that I see, we vent out and we talk about, our work, how it is, and it helps. And also the coping strategies that I give to my clients, I also do them. Yes, I use them.
They work.
They do work.
Okay.
They really do work. And I'm also a plant parent, so I talk to my plants.
Oh, okay.
And they bloom as well because we know we talk a lot. I give them your stories because It's a lot.
So you pour out our issues to the plants.
Yes, at least it's confidentiality there. They won't be telling
at least
everyone.
we know they wouldn't be gossiping because they can't talk.
Yes.
Oh, that's actually an interesting way to decompress. Do you have any other thing that you do that is even more fun? Because when you initially spoke about how you have a friend that is a therapist, I'm thinking of that friend as like a counselor, a therapist. I'm thinking it as a formal thing to do, even though you are decompressing.
Yeah.
And of course, talking to plants, being a plant mommy is also fun.
Yes.
But is there anything else that involves other people? You know, that makes you feel like you are offloading and you are becoming relieved of the work stress.
Yes, most definitely, Myra. You need to engage with people that you love, people that support you, people that bring out the best in you. So that's my kind of circle. And I do go out, have fun, dance, yes.
You are my jiver.
I can't jive. I'm not, but those are the kind of things that you just go away. Just to decompress and be yourself, be a different person from being a therapist, from work. So there is a lot that I do. There's vacations as well. You need to go to vacations, just to have time for yourself and take care of yourself. I also pamper myself. So sometimes I take, I just switch off from being a mother and from being a therapist, and I pamper myself. It's all about me. So that's very important. One needs to do that.
That really sounds important, because I can imagine when you're coming from decompressing, your cup is full, so you are able to pour into your clients. So I almost said amen. I'm sorry, guys. Has doing this work changed the way you view the world, your perspective, and maybe how you navigate your own personal relationships with the experiences of different strangers that you meet, and they pour all their experiences on you? Has it changed how you view your relationships?
Completely, Myra, completely. I mean, I've changed in a way that I'm also surprised with myself. How I deal with other people's emotions. I think I've developed, strong skills. My emotional intelligence is just somewhere else.
On another level.
Yes, because I am able to understand why the person is acting the way that they're acting. And it's not personal for me anymore. I'm just, when I look at a person reacting the way that they're reacting, I'm like, there must be a problem. They should see someone.
You empathize with them.
Empathize with them. So I have changed in a lot in a way.
Okay. Are you currently accepting new clients, or are you like fully booked?
Well, yes, I am accepting new clients. Although the practice is, it's really busy. So, if people want to come to the practice, they are more than welcome. We accept individuals, groups, family, couples, children from 6 years, and adults, and even teens, So they can just book for a session. The session can be done in person or even virtually at the comfort of their own space.
Okay, just for interest's sake, I hear you actually deal with all age groups, but which age group do you mostly deal with?
It's 10 years and above. Yes. Yes, 10 years and above. We do deal with those age groups, and the elderly as well. So we deal with everybody.
10 years and above.
Yes.
Okay.
So it means it's children, it's adults, it's individuals, teens, as I've already explained.
Okay. So where is the practice based? I think that's just one of the important questions. We should have probably highlighted it in the beginning. And even as we are about to wrap up, but
Okay, the practice is it's based at 16 Keepersall Street on Verwacht in Le Palais.
Okay. Do you offer virtual sessions, or do people need to be local and specifically go to the practice office?
No, it's not a matter of them coming to the practice. As we offer virtual counseling, they can be able to connect with us wherever they are in the comfort of their own space. And those who are local, who are willing to come to the practice, they are more than welcome.
Okay. Trauma is one of the topics that are actually sensitive. It makes sense that a lot of households never really to talk about their experiences in trauma. It can be experienced everywhere, I believe. And I think for that reason that it's sensitive, it's one of the reasons we have counselors and psychologists and such. And I just want to find out if you can just break down this big term, trauma, by just explaining types of traumas. I think so many times we just mention trauma, but we don't get into the details of what type of trauma we are dealing with.
Okay. Yeah, just to summarize that, you have our physical trauma, our sexual trauma, and the psychological trauma.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we can just get into further details on psychological trauma, what is the cause of a psychological trauma?
Psychological trauma, we're talking about where one is emotionally abused. Remember, we can't see that it's an emotional, abuse type of trauma. So that is where one will be verbally abused. That's when we talk about the psychological side of the trauma. Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the behaviors one find themselves in that shows that this person is going through trauma? I think since you already explained the type, maybe you can go through those that are general in all types of traumas, where whether it's psychological or physical or financial or whatever kind of trauma it is, you know that this is a general sort of behavior that one can find themselves in. The habits, routines people find themselves in. Maybe they don't even know that they are experiencing trauma, but it's a sign to show that this person is going through trauma.
All right. Reaction to trauma, as I've already mentioned, it's unique for everyone. Okay. But what we look at is your occupational functioning. If you are not going to be functioning in that part, then it means there is a problem. And also on your personal level, So if those two or more than two of your functions are being disrupted, then we can say that you are dealing with some type of trauma. It can be trauma or it can be any other related stresses, depending on what the cause might be. Okay. Yeah.
So I'd like you to get actually in details.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in the picture here. Let's say I'm home. I'm the one watching this, and I want to be. I don't know if I'm going through a traumatic experience. If maybe you could mention behavior, like practical behaviors that one could be doing at home to show that there's something wrong. You need help.
Yeah.
You need to see a counselor. You need to see a psychologist, because I think most of the times people go through things and they just brush them off.
Yeah.
But it shows in their behaviors.
Yes.
You'd find that someone is often fearful, and previously, before they experienced such whatever incident, they didn't have that behavior of being fearful. I just mentioned one as an example because it was an easy one to come in my mind.
Yeah.
But if you can just take us through some of the behaviors that people find themselves in when they're actually experiencing trauma, something that a person sitting at home now, learning now as we're talking about trauma, can eventually look at themselves and say, I need to see Counsellor Mapula. I need to go to a session with whoever. It doesn't necessarily be you, but just to deal with whatever they've went through.
Okay. Yeah, with that, that's the reaction to trauma. So when one has been traumatized, there will be some physical reaction where you have pains, you're just complaining about pains. They might be chronic as well. You don't understand. You're going to the doctor and the doctor can't seem to help you. Where the physical pain or your body might change, your how your body react as well. And also behavior. Your behavior will also change, where your concentration, now we are talking about how you concentrate. You seem to be forgetful, and you are not that type of person that seems to be forgetful. But all of a sudden you go to the room and you don't know what you're looking for. Your concentration as well. It's a problem in itself. You can't hold an hour or whatever it is that you need to concentrate on. So meaning that if you are at work, then you will not be able to function well. Those are the kind of reaction and behaviors. And also, if you're a bubbly person, you're out there, you're outgoing, always laughing with people, then it changes. All of a sudden, you are just isolated.
Shrink.
You don't want to be, you don't want to associate with people that you used to. The activities that you used to do as well. If maybe you used to be going out with your friends, always looking after yourself, those things as well changes. So there will be some changes that will be visible. For the people that you're living in, might be your family or your friends. The people that know you, they will see that here, this person is no longer the same. And that's when you'll have to come for a session and see what is actually going on.
Okay, on that note,
Yes.
if you could just look at the camera and share with the viewers your social handles and where they can find you at your physical practice.
All right. You can find Pula Sanctuary Wellness at 16 Kipesol Street on Fevachtle Palale. We also have our website handle, which is www.puleswellness.co.za. And you can also find us on our social media platform, which is Facebook, Instagram at Pula Sanctuary Wellness. And we also have our email address, which is puleswellness@gmail.co.za. So you can book a session at any time and we'll be able to assist.
I believe that we will have a link to all your social media platforms on YouTube or all of our social media platforms. And on the final thought, if someone out there is on the fence about starting therapy today, what is the one piece of encouragement you want to leave them with?
I know that it is hard, to make the first step, for you to be assisted or for you to seek psychological help. But that one step can really save you. So, and we'll also be on the other side just to meet you halfway. So please, 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 if you are suffering or if you need help psychologically, do not hesitate. We are there, on our social media platforms. You can talk to us and we can be able to assist you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mojela, for anchoring our very first episode with your presence.
Thank you so much, Mara, for having me. It has been an absolute pleasure.
And to our sponsors, we would like to thank Enigma Productions, sounds, stage, and lights, Brown Wing for the decor, Effie Mirth Beauty Studio for the makeup, and our guest practice, Pula Sanctuary Wellness. Thanks once more. Please find us on our social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Let's continue the conversation there and talk more about this topic, trauma. Bye.